you are an international lawmaker, a member of the United Nations, or someone who works closely with those responsible for global policy, this message is for you. And for everyone else for whom this video showed up in their recommendations, you are either one of the victims, advocates, journalists, cybersecurity experts, or just a bystander to this issue. But your voice matters too. Your presence here shows that you care about the future of our digital world. This video will help you understand this crisis from a new perspective, the global perspective. So let's begin. You as in the global delegates, representatives, and policymakers. Imagine a world where you do not exist. Without the intervention of people like you, humankind would cease to exist because of threats like... But then, why are you silent when it comes to this? Every year, millions of people worldwide lose their life savings to online scams. And not because of their carelessness, but because of the scale of these scams now rival and far exceed the scale of organized crime. These are no longer minor crimes committed by individual criminals. These are coordinated transnational operations that generate billions of dollars annually. And yet, unlike our other more well-known transnational criminal operations like drug trafficking or terrorism, we are not fighting back with any sort of urgency. Today, we must confront an essential question. Why hasn't the world taken action? And respectfully, the responsibility of providing us that answer falls on you. What must we do to stop this global threat? According to the FBI, in 2025 alone, online scam caused over $125 billion in losses in the United States. Globally, the loss exceeds $660 billion per year, and the number is rising. Losses on this scale do not come from lone hackers. They come from industrial-scale call centers, particularly concentrated in India, that employ hundreds of workers, recruiters, script trainers, IT staff, supervisors. They even have marketing divisions. According to Times of India, they beat most legitimate corporations in hiring and salary in the Indian market, except the only product that they're manufacturing is human suffering. Victims of this crime are not just losing money. They are losing mental health, they are losing homes, marriages, and futures. Victims become afraid to trust their own phones and computers. Some of them fall into depression, some get diagnosed with PTSD, some seniors lose their independence and never recover it, and some parents lose their children. Even for seniors, sometimes the loss of social respect is so much that they take their own lives. In 2022, an 82-year-old man, after losing his life saving to a fake lottery scam, died by suicide because he couldn't bear to tell his family. A 16-year-old teen was so ashamed of being sextorted that he jumped from a bridge the same night. And studies show that older scam victims are significantly more likely to take their own lives within a year of the crime. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to ask yourself a question. If an international criminal enterprise is stealing people's lives away from them, destroying families and pushing people to suicide, how is this not a global emergency? Now, let me be very clear. India's unemployment is at a scale that it allows you to hire educated people with undergrad degrees and above for blue-collar salaries to do unethical work. And criminal networks exploit this exact weakness and set up scam call centers in India. At the end of the day, for these young adults, earning a living is more important than ethics. The other reasons why they chose India is a very low law enforcement priority for cybercrimes, corruption enabling operations to reopen after raids, and as a cherry on the top, weak international scrutiny or consequences. These criminals do not fear accountability because so far there has been none. Not taking action against this situation is like letting the cartel operate due to the high number of people they employ, or never trying to extradite Pablo Escobar because he was politically well connected. Let's make things more clear. Consider the three greatest global criminal threats: drug trafficking, terrorism, and ocean piracy. All three cross borders, fund criminal empires, exploit the vulnerable, undermine public and global trust, and harm the world economy. On a more personal scale, all three cause long-term psychological harm, distrust on financial and trade systems, and destroy lives. Another crime that has all the same effects is online scams. And still, the three crimes mentioned are prioritized by the United Nations, and online scams are treated like a nuisance. If a cartel trafficked billions in narcotics, the world would respond immediately. Yet when cyber cartels steal billions, we respond with silence. There are three main barriers keeping us in this crisis. The first one is jurisdiction gap. A scammer in India defrauds someone in America using a bank server in Dubai. The question in this situation is, who has the authority to act? Second problem is misperception. We cannot have our policymakers still underestimate scams as small crimes. They have to be treated with the same urgency as other global threats like terrorism and drug trafficking. A third reason behind the persistence of this issue is private sector silence. Tech companies know their platforms are being used to target victims, but their reluctance to publicly acknowledge this delays meaningful action. Their promise of privacy to their users, scammer or not, is what prompts their silence. The United Nations has the power to lead a coordinated response. I'd like to urge you to create a UN cybersecurity task force, demand international data sharing to trace scam networks, initiate sanctions and diplomatic pressure on nations, especially the nations that are enabling these crimes, require tech companies to cooperate in the detection and shutdown of scam operations, enforce cross-border freezing of scam-linked assets, and classify large-scale online scamming operations as organized transnational crime. We already have the global structures to target terrorism and drug cartels. Now we must use these systems to target cyber fraud the same way. Online scams are not inevitable. They are not victim errors. They are not harmless crimes. This is not just about money. This is about human rights and human dignity. Large-scale online scam is a war against economies, families, and the very trust we need to operate as a society. Every day we delay action, another human life is destroyed. So I ask this directly. If online scam causes the same suffering as terrorism and drug trafficking, why are we not defending humanity with the same strength? We have the resources, the global systems already exist. What we need now is the will to act. And it's time for the world to take a stand.
As soon as I found out that it was a suicide, I was 100% sure that it was the scam. It crushed them. It took the life out of them.
How could these people look at themselves in the mirror knowing that $150 is more important than a child's life?